such a long time. Hey la, my boyfriend's back. Now he's back and things will be fine. Hey la, my boyfriend's back.
You will hear sometimes Christians state that atheism is intellectually bankrupt. And you'll hear Christian philosophers, prominent ones, which are, by the way, the greatest philosophers of our time, and some of the greatest philosophers who have ever lived, are current philosophers, Christian philosophers.
You mean like this bloke? Words fail me.
They will also state that atheism is intellectually bankrupt.
Well, when you're intellectually bankrupt yourself, such a false claim is the only defense. Bit like the New World Order bullshit.
I watched a video tonight by an atheist who attempts to get around the fact that God is the moral absolute, that it is God's moral character by which good and evil are measured. It is how we get the concept of good and evil is from God's character.
Which God would that be, Neph? Because as sure as hell, I'm far too moral to act like the God of any of the Abrahamic faiths.
And they make this rather ridiculous argument that moral values are determined by opinion, that what someone thinks is good, someone else might not, someone thinks something is bad, another person might not think so. And so he makes, in conclusion, the statement that there is no such thing as good or bad, rather, no right or wrong. Now, atheists do this because they attempt to skirt the fact that God is the absolute moral, the moral absolute, right? And that is against God, which we measure things to determine if they are right or wrong. But what he does is something outrageously funny. You just have to see this to see what Shock of God calls the madness of atheism.
And Shock of God is not a madman? Words fail me again.
And how truly intellectually bankrupt atheism is, and how atheists absolutely fall on their face when they attempt to use philosophy to demonstrate that atheism is intellectual. So I posted this on his video. I said, so your argument is that there is no right or wrong. That's brilliant. Remember that when someone steals something of value from you, the thief thought it was right to steal it, and you think it's not. Whose opinion is right? Atheists. Their concepts are intellectually bankrupt. And he swallowed the hook. And this is what he said in response. A few minutes later he posted, God, you're an imbecile. If a thief steals something from me, he knows damn well it's wrong, but steals it as a means to either survive or simply because of a lack of knowledge in any other social skills. Are you laughing already? Please tell me you're laughing.
Yes, Neph, I am laughing. I laugh every time you open your mouth.
In his video, he states,
we can draw two completely different conclusions on the exact same topic, but it depends which viewpoint those conclusions are drawn from.
Oh, and by the way, Neph, I hope you see the irony of plastering your rather impotent copyright text over someone else's video.
He states there is no such thing as right and wrong, there's just varying opinions.
So, what's the whole point of this? Just to make people aware that there is no right and there is no wrong, there's just different conclusions from different viewpoints.
But then he states on his video, if a thief steals something from me, he knows damn well it's wrong. But wait a minute, didn't he just say,
there is no right and there is no wrong, there's just different conclusions.
Then he says, God, you're an imbecile. If a thief steals something from me, he knows damn well it's wrong. Now remember I said in my post, the thief thought it was right to steal from you. You think it's not. Whose opinion is right? Remember, that's his opposing viewpoints. There is no right and wrong, remember. After all, he said, opposing viewpoints is all you have. There is no right and wrong. Philosophy demonstrates that there is a moral absolute. It demonstrates truth. It demonstrates the truth.
Nah, philosophy is a medium for ideas and opinions, and is purely of the mind. It can never be upheld as the truth. This is no better demonstrated than the attempts of Christians to use philosophy to plug the gap of their scientific argument.
And atheists cannot use philosophy to demonstrate that God's moral absolute does not exist, as hard as they try. It is impossible. Because truth exists, you see, and because Jesus Christ is the truth, the way and the life.
Jesus Christ the truth? According to what and who? The vast majority of the world are aware of Jesus Christ, but are not followers. That's a truth.
All things that exist in this world, including philosophy, are things he created.
Is that why Aristotle predated Jesus Christ by at least 400 years?
And they cannot therefore be used to demonstrate God is not real, because they are products of God himself.
I love the way that just by stating something without any backing evidence, you think people should believe you. Okay, let me put my 2 penny worth in. For the record, I include the remaining comments between Neph and damaxman, which were omitted from Neph's video. Please note, what sort of imbecile cannot spell imbecile? And no, it's not a typo. You know, he is right. You are an imbecile. It is patently obvious what he is saying. You have already demonstrated your dire comprehension skills in the great antimatter dark matter debacle. Now you're at it again. It is so clear. He is saying that stealing is wrong, but not under every circumstance. He is differentiating between what is wrong and the non-adherence of what is right. He is stating that the thief knows that stealing is wrong, that circumstances may dictate that he overrides his conscience. Only an imbecile would fail to understand that point. I'm not saying you have to agree with it, but you must surely understand it. Anyhow, let's give that example of where stealing may be right. Imagine your mother has run out of her life-saving pills and will die within the hour if she doesn't get them. You have no money, so you decide to steal the pills from the pharmacy. The pharmacy stocks more than enough pills for all customers, but refuses to hand them over on account. The pharmacist would obviously feel wronged, but the thief is desperate to get the pills to his mother within the hour. So Neph, please answer this. My first question to you. What is the moral course for the son? To thieve or honour his mother? What moral judgment has God written on this man's heart? Second question. You claim to get your moral standards from God. Islam is another of the Abrahamic faiths, and like it or not, you share the same God regardless of Jesus and Muhammad, etc. So do you share the same moral values as Muslims? Do you? If not, why? Indeed, do you share the same moral values as thousands of other Christian denominations? Finally, what and where are these morals? Can you please list them and the source? Well, that just about wraps it up, Neph. Look forward to hearing from you. Don't keep your thoughts private again.
Cause his cat look big and he's awful strong.